G'day, Aussie Bonsai bloke. Yeah, how you going? Well, guys, today we're going to be separating my forest. It is windy outside. I'm outside, as you can see, and hoping that this mic, the Rode Wireless Go 2, is working fine with this windsock on. Tap, tap, tap. Because it is quite windy, and I think also the camera could shake a little bit in some of the bigger gusts, but I just wanted to try it in the wind. Anyway, let me know. Obviously I'm going to see it during the editing as well, but right, let's get into it. Having a nice cheeky wine on a Sunday afternoon. It's actually really warm. It's 21 maybe, and yeah, really warm, beautiful day, but just a little windy. Right, so this is my forest that I used to call the grandpa in the middle and the dad to the side, kids in the front, mum at the back. So that's my forest, but you know, I'm downsizing, so I'm gonna split this one up, put it in individual pots and sell it as individual trees, because individually they're still pretty good trees. I know when I made this they were mediocre trees, and I said, oh, you know, put all these mediocre trees together and make a forest which is more value, and that's true, but only individual value to yourself. If I want to sell them, I'm way better off subdividing all these 7 trees, I think it's 7 trees, selling them off for, I don't know, 70 bucks each. And 7 times 70 is a lot. How much? I don't know. Is it $4.90? No, don't try and do maths, Sam. But anyway, so what we're gonna do here is just divide them, trim them. We're not going to trim them as a forest. Like if we did trim it as a forest right now, it would look good. But then what we might do if we did that is cut off some branches that we would want to keep once they're individually potted up. So I think what we're going to do first is maybe take it to the high pressure cleaner, get rid of a lot of the soil and see what we're looking at, and then try and divide it. Oh, and also on the money note, like this one here, what happened is this blew off the bench and broke the pot. It's that handmade pot that I made, the one with the 2 boobs. From the bottom it looks like 2 boobs, but from the top it looked pretty good. But anyway, that blew off, the pot broke, and I've literally just sat it on the ground where the water collects in the bonsai area so that it stayed moist, and I also have watered it on top. So it's still done fine, it just needs a pot now. And if I kept it like this and sold it as a forest, it might get 200 bucks. If I divide it, yeah, like I say, you might get 70 bucks a tree. And I think it might be 420 actually. 7 sevens are 42. 42 with 0 is 420. So it could be 420, I don't know. So you get nearly double your money if you divide it. So that's what I'm going to do. And then 7 people get to enjoy a tree rather than 1 person get to enjoy a forest. So that's pretty cool. So I'll just get rid of a weed or 2. I'm not going to clean up any trees. I'm just going to divide them all, and then we're going to see what we got after. I'm just getting rid of this weed, big weed in here. I remember I bought this front tree here, so this will be the main masterpiece, old grandpa. That one there I bought for $40, $45, probably 7 years ago, 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, from I think a deceased estate, and they sold it there. And yeah, anyway, so that one there will probably be the dearest, even though it's probably the ugliest, probably be the dearest. Hi Tay, do you want to come in the video? Why not? It'd be like doing your TikTok. All right, signing out. Okay, let's get into it and let's hope the wind's not affecting it too much. Right, let's go for it. Stand back, stand back. I put it in a pretty light mix of soil, so it's going to blow out pretty easy. I don't want to completely bare root them, but I do want to get them reasonably soil free, just so it's easy to see what I'm breaking up where and when and whatever, you know. But yeah, pretty healthy. I might even high pressure clean some leaves off, because there is a little bit of scale on one or two, but don't worry, I'm going to spray that and get rid of them before they get sold. That's why I'm doing it early, so that come sale day they'll be in pristine ship shape condition. So let's bloody well get into it. You bloody beauty. Okay, I don't know what I recorded and what I didn't, but I went to push record and it was actually stop. So maybe I didn't record what I wanted and I recorded what I didn't want to record. So there you go. Life in the day of moron bonsai bloke. Right, I'm hoping it comes up good. It looks really bad on the screen, but I'm hoping it comes up nice and clear. Right, so what we're going to do is work out how many trees we've actually got and separate the easy ones first and the hard ones later. So what we're going to do is this one here. It looks quite weak in there, so, well, not weak, but easy to get out. Oh man, if they were all that easy, man. Now that's easy. Okay, there's one. This one should be easy. This is a little guy. There's two. Now that's one that could be 20 bucks, but it's not all bad. It might be small, but look at this. Look at that. Got this dead bit with a live vein growing up it. Might be small, but it's still cool. Small but cool. 1, 2. That'll make all you short blokes out there happy. Sometimes being small and short, you can still be cool. All right, let's get this one out. Oh wow, that's a nice tree. Big stump. That one's getting up around the 100 buck range, I reckon. Maybe 120. See how we go, but she's looking more expensive. The more I look at it, the more expensive she's looking there, guys. 3. Okay. This is actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be a hard one to do. You know, the only thing that held that together was this weed. That went in my mouth. That was a, what do you call it? Deadly nightshade bush, I think. Got some soil straight in the mouth. So we've got 1, 2, 3. This is number 4. That'll make something. It'll make something. Now, this one is, right, we've got this big old guy. Oh, we got old grandpa here. Here's old grandpa. Not the prettiest, but that's what grandpas are like. They're not that pretty. Grandpas are quite ugly, but beautiful. Ugly but beautiful. They've aged beautifully. And that's what we love. They have all this character, wrinkles, whatever. Same with this tree. A lot of characters, wrinkles. And we love it, just like we love our grandpas. Right. I think that's it. So these were little kids down the front. Now, it's all part of the same tree. So we're going to keep it all together. But that's actually a really cool group. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to take it back over to the high pressure cleaner and individually spray each tree down. So let's do that. So you can see it's going to be a bit of back and forth and whatever, but it's a fun video. All right guys, let's clean them up. Yeah, let me know how the wind goes, but I'm hoping it's fine because it's probably 20 knots of wind. And I tell you what, if 20 knots of wind, this sock works all right, as in the one on my shoulder, we're laughing. But if it's no good, I might have to like limit it to 10 knots. I think I've tried it in a little bit of breeze before, but nothing like this. So you can see each one's still got a lot of its own roots. And we're just going to do that, turf it to the side on some clean ground. You know, mainly this is just so I don't get dirty and muddy on my hands all the time while I'm working on them. More for my own comfort than the tree's comfort, but the tree won't care. If you see how these things are collected, cut off at the base, no roots. This tree's absolutely not going to give a single damn about it. It's another one. I think that was an $80 tree. Now here we go. This is the one I'm thinking is more like 120. Although the longer I look at it, it's starting to turn into 140, 150. Nah, don't be silly, Sammy. But, you know, it probably will be the dearest because it does look pretty good. Just clean off the leaves as well, just because you don't have to. It's just that I don't want to be touching all this potting mix all the time. You know, to some people this is unorthodox, but I don't see the problem. Look at this. You've completely almost bare rooted it. You didn't have to do any of that bloody tedious raking out. Some people are really weird about raking out roots, but you can just do that if you wanted to, and then choose which roots you want to keep or cut them off, do what you like. But it's a no-brainer to me. I had a comment on the last, or a couple of videos ago, saying that they take the time to rake it out, but I mean, that's up to them. If they think that that's a better deal, fine. But what I'm saying is you're wasting your time. Just bloody spray it out with a high pressure cleaner and then pot it up. So much quicker, and you don't risk the health of the tree at all. It's fine. Look at that. All the roots you could ever want. Left them all on. Little guy, you're last. Look at that. That's cool. You know, if you just want a cool little tree, look at that deadwood. Deadwood around there. It's actually really cool. That would make a great little shohin, mame. Maybe not mame because that's too tall, but maybe a shohin. You could stop it there and make this deadwood here a feature because that looks really cool. Olive wood is super good too. Like, it'll last a hell of a long time. It'll last a hell of a long time as deadwood. Super hard, super durable, rot resistant, beautiful. All right, let's get them back on the bench and maybe trim up each one before we start repotting. All right, let's do that. All right, good day guys. Welcome back. let's get into it. So this tree here needs a bit of a trim. So we're not going to do anything crazy. We're not going to leave a heap of branches for the person to decide, because the problem with that is then when you go to sell it, it looks untidy and unkempt. So we're going to tidy it up now, and to whoever gets this tree is going to have to wait. You know, just going to have to wait, I don't know, a few months for some growth before they start wiring and changing things too much, because it's just harder to sell if you just leave it like this, especially if you want any half decent money for it. Right, so we're just going to trim long bits short, leave, you know, my good old short, you know, maybe two nodes, 2 internodes. An internode is the length between one set of leaves and the next set. So that there is 1 internode. So 2 is that. So olives, because they're so close together, I tend to leave almost 2. But then some other things like red gum, and like Australian native red gum, and you know, maybe Jap maple. Okay, I leave 1 and sometimes none. I'll cut it right back. And also the Banksy is the same. Banksy can have super long internodes, and you'll need to just sometimes cut it back to 0, let it shoot again, and hopefully the secondary growth is a bit weaker, because they just shoot out such long internodes that secondary growth hopefully a bit weaker, and you can then use it. But sometimes the first growth that comes out, or the primary, is too strong. But anyway, this one here, roughly 2. If you see one like this, super strong, definitely you can cut it right back or back to 1, because you don't want really thick stuff out on the outside of the canopy. And you can see already this tree is taking shape, and all I've done is give it a bit of a trim. It's going to go in its own pot. So obviously too, the better the tree, the better the pot I'm going to put it in. I don't even know if I've got enough pots for all this, because actually last year I sold heaps of my small pots, because as you know, I don't have that many small trees, so I've got no real need for small pots. So yeah, anyway, it's just something that we're going to have to deal with. Gonna have to find something. I'll find something. But anyway, this tree here, because it's a really nice one, is gonna get put in a decent pot. So you can be assured, whoever buys this one, decent pot. And also I want to say, don't be scared by me talking about selling. I'm keeping a lot. Like you know, I talk about trying to keep 40 odd good trees, but in reality, I'm still going to have 70 odd trees left. I know it, because I'm looking at them and I just can't decide which ones to get rid of. So I know there's going to be 70 odd. So don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, and there'll still be heaps available. So I'll show you a little bit of the scale. Okay, this is probably the worst scale that we got at the moment. And you can see here, okay, right there, scale, but a couple of sprays with some oil should be gone. Don't worry about it. It's going to be a non-event. So I think I'll do that. Being an olive, I think I'll also trim up some roots to an acceptable level. And now obviously too, not obviously, you know, it's not obvious. The smaller the pot that I put this in, the more powerful this tree is going to look. So for the point of sale, I'm going to put it in a pretty small pot for power, to make it look powerful. And for this one it'll be fine, because it's done a lot of its growing. It's decently, you know, it's decently done. But there is a back branch here. If you got this one, I would face this back towards the sun and let this one here grow, because this back branch needs to get out here to make things look really nice. But that's all that this tree is missing, is that one branch. And it's alive, it's fine. We just have to let that grow and get out there. And if you did that, the rest of the tree is pretty much pretty good. So there's one done. We'll grab another one. All right, I'll shoot through the others, some of the others a lot quicker. But they've all got their own little thing. Okay, so here I tried to lift the whole damn thing up by a couple of these shoots, and I accidentally, well, it was an accident, but it was from being an idiot. So anyway, there's another one here. So it was an accident, but it was also gonna happen, treating the tree like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chop all these the same. Anything that I really want to grow more, I'll leave a bit longer. Anything that I think is fine, I'm gonna cut pretty short. This tree is it's pretty balanced, except, okay, you got a really strong one here, which must have seen more sun. So we'll chop that one back pretty hard and chop all these little ones back, 1 or 2 nodes, something like that. Hey guys, well, battery went flat on the phone, so I'm not sure what I captured, but we'll get back to the bonsai in a minute. But I got sidetracked while I was charging my phone again. And I'll walk you along this. So this here it's not really well, it's a swale, but not a swale. And because got no rainfall here, apart from when it downpours, I'm trying to make a bank which ends up draining into a bit of a reservoir there. And there's a few others around the place I've made. One up there, a bigger one up there. But this is going to be the biggest one. So I don't know how deep this is. Do you want me to get in? You do want me to get in. You do. Well, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you want me to get in here? All right, fine. I'm getting in. Jeez. So this is well, we're in the middle of winter here, guys. This is ridiculous. I can't believe you guys want me to get in here. This is stupid. Ooh. 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 Oh, I hit the ball sack. Oh God. All right. Yeah, this here fills up over my head. So that's a lot of water, and I can use that to irrigate things around the property. Oh my God, this is cold. We had nearly a frost last night. I think this water's 9 degrees. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, far out, man. Things you guys want me to do for you. It's ridiculous. All right, let's, yeah, so basically I want to try and direct the water in there instead of out the gate. Because normally, sheds out the gate. So as you can see, things are greening up around the place. There's some things growing. Tanks are pretty much empty. All of them are empty, pretty much. Which is scary because we're heading into summer. But this next week actually has a pretty good forecast. So I'm hoping the water can come along here and along here and then head up that path up there. It'll come around this outside, because traditionally, or before, it's been going out that way and out the driveway. And the driveway, I'll see if I can put a video up for you guys, but the driveway has been getting most of it. So let's hope by doing this, we're going to stop a lot of it going out the driveway. There is a channel in the driveway down there. There's a channel that goes in the garden bed, but that can only take so much. And then that fills up and a lot of it ends up on the road. So this way, all the water that drains from up there, all around here, will end up coming down to here and hopefully running into where I just got my, where I just went balls deep, basically. So let's get at it. I'll just show you. I'm still doing it. I'm trying to make, because see, this is a roundabout. See, this is meant to be a roundabout. And it's hard to get that to be a roundabout when you got a swale type thing coming around here. Not a swale because it doesn't hold water. It's meant to channel water into that big thing. And then I've got another, that one is a swale behind that tree over there. And that does work well. A lot of water goes behind there and never ever has that overflowed. It just fills up. Right, anyway, so let's get the old tractor going and see what we got. My God, guys, you know, I do it for you. I do it for you. No one else. I wouldn't. Love you, old. I love you, old Fordson. Good old Fordson. Love it. Right. Blade down. Blade down. And let's just basically build up a bank so the water's got something to run around. I love this thing. Beautiful. This, you know, 50-year-old tractor is still running strong. Bloody beauty. Okay guys, I put my phone on charge. You saw the grader, the old tractor working fine. She's a beauty. I love using it. I don't know, it makes me feel a bit like a farmer even though I'm not, and it's just great to use. Right, we've got a massive branch coming out here, but if you look at the bottom of this branch, I don't know how close you guys are. I'm hoping close enough. Bugger. Oh shite. She fell off. Right. Okay. Sorry. Let's get back here. Come on. Alright. This branch here is really, really fat. Okay. So that's where most of this tree got its health from this year. And it puts health through the whole tree, but generally through that branch. So there's enough little stuff here that I'm still keen to get rid of that one. So that's gone. And if there wasn't this little stuff here, I would have kept it, shortened it, and then waited for some regrowth. But because there was some little stuff back further, it's fine. And now that we got rid of the big one, these little ones are going to shoot back really hard, really fast, and there'll be no issue at all. If you left that big one on and try to keep these small ones, things would start to struggle and it would start to die back because The big one would basically take all the energy. So I believe that this big tree has actually gone slightly backwards since it's been in the clump, because obviously the inside, this side of the tree has been shaded by other trees. But we'll deal with it, and potentially by the time this tree is sold, there'll be new shoots there. Have a look. So someone's going to buy this tree. Now, would you rather it with everything there, or this cut off and then the flow goes that way? I'm starting to think that's a go. So maybe we should chop that off, and then the flow will go that way. You can see too the beautiful base to this. Look at this. Okay, all this dead stuff. It's absolutely beautiful. All around the whole thing. With a live vein next to the dead stuff. Yeah, okay. So, okay, I'm of the opinion that that doesn't suit the tree, this big fat one here. The whole thing is just silly. So let's get rid of that one. I'm going in the shed just to get a saw to cut it off. And once we do cut it off, okay, I'm in the middle of the shed right now, but here's the beauty of these wireless mics, you know. Yeah, you know, once we do cut it off, I think we're going to end up with a better tree. So here I come, coming back, and I'm going to just chop it off. Should I chop it so that it has a chance of a branch? It'd be nice to have a little short branch out here, but at the moment there's nothing. So maybe what I'll do is I'll chop down at an angle, and hopefully something might shoot from here, from there. But maybe not either. We'll just see. I'll chop it down that way. Shit, that was bad. That was real bad. I don't think I wrecked anything, but it certainly wasn't great. Right, there we go. You know, unfortunately we got a lot of old deadwood there, which looks cool, but that's gone now. And there you go. So we're going to repot it like that. I don't know. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking we don't even need that. So let's get rid of it completely. All right. Hard to cut when you're like this, because you can't do a big cut, because it's going to run into the branch. So we just got to slowly get through it. Don't go crazy on it. And maybe we'll cut in here, create a bit of a V. Pop it out. Perfect. Now that can be like that. If you want to, you can carve that, make a feature. You can let a little branch come out here if you want to, because it probably will shoot a branch out there now. But whoever gets it, you know, I think it's a nicer tree like that. So that will go like that. We'll trim some roots back here. There we go. Perfect. So we'll see how that one grows. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Olives are so tough that don't even worry about this. I will say too though, like once you've dug an olive out of the ground, on its second repot, which is basically what we're doing now, don't go much beyond that because they don't like to be flat cut twice. If you flat cut it from collection, which is what you do with 0 roots, they grow back fine, 100% fine. But bear in mind, once you've done that, don't ever do it again. Okay, once it's been in a pot, it has less vigor, less strength, and you never ever want to do that sort of a cutback ever again. You just want to treat it like pretty much any other, I wouldn't say temperamental, but any other, I don't know, deciduous / broadleaf tree that you would use. Here we've got 2 big branches coming out of the tree. And that is actually a bit of a hollow here. Like when I say hollow, there's nothing really in here as far as foliage. So what we'll do is we'll leave a good stump on both of these. Okay, and then hopefully in the next couple of months, that will fill in with fresh growth. Okay, that'll fill in with fresh growth and we'll have a nice looking tree looking at us here. So this one here has remarkably small foliage, tiny. So all the trees in this planting weren't all the same, as in some had big leaves, some small leaves, some greener, some darker. And anyway, this one here is a tiny leaf one. So, you know, if you're debating on which one to buy, I would say this is a pretty good candidate. Look at that. Absolutely spectacular. Spectacular? Spectacular. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Get rid of a couple of these. No. That one. How's that? Looks pretty damn good. I tell you what, cheap tree, looking that good, can't go wrong. Absolute beauty. Yep, got some good dead stuff around here. If you wanted to maybe shorten this fat one a little bit, let's do that. Okay, so this will grow quick after such a hard cutback and a repot. It'll grow quick and then it'll be up to whoever buys it to do what you want in the future. But it's a pretty good tree for now, so yeah, enjoy it how it is. Look at that, beautiful. So basically now we've got to find some pots. Obviously the bigger the tree, the bigger the pot is needed. I just wish I had another day off work because I don't know, I always find time, it's just down to the wire. What about that one? There you go. Good. That's the front. Yeah, that's the front. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That could be $100 tree, that one. All right, let's get that one into the pot. I'll get some soil. Let's start potting them up. All right, so I'm not going to bore you with the details, but let's get into it. So, I don't know. What about in there? That looks pretty cool. Or that one. Doesn't matter. Either or. Let's put in the deep one. It'll be a little bit healthier in the deeper one. If you're worried about what sort of pot, you know, Deep is always healthier for the tree, as long as you think it still looks half decent, as in like the proportions of it. I'm going to wire all these in for people, so don't worry about that. We're just going to, well, there, bend it there, and basically comes out the top. Put this mesh back down. Hard to get it back to the bottom now, but we'll do it. We will do it. Right, soil over the top. We'll just get another piece for this side. Let's get a piece for this side. Okay. So yeah, I won't bore you with details of everything, but what I will do is I'll show you repotting this one. And you guys will get the idea, and most of you know how to damn well repot a tree. I'm putting the wire. So you got to decide where you want this tree, more to the left, more to the right. So we want it to the right so that it's balanced, and then the rest of the tree hangs over this side, but we need a bit more soil first. Okay, this thing's going to grow gangbusters now with its own space, heap of new soil. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come around the back with this wire. Okay, and we're just going to, we don't want to get silly on it, but we do want to pull it tight, twist down. Okay, so pull tight, twist down. And we're all over this side, and I think that looks pretty damn good. Whoever gets this one should be damn well happy. And if you think you're getting ripped off if you pay $120 for that, well, there's a lot of people paying $50 just for the stump without any growth. So, and this one is established for, I'm saying 14 years. All of these established 14 odd years. I had them right from the start and grew them as little tiny trees, then put them in that forest, and now they're back out the forest, and they're probably all 14 years training, which is why they have so much branch structure. So there you go. And this one I'm going to do to all of them. Not much is going to change. Just going to do that. And then we're going to put a little bit of moss. A little bit of moss over top. Although I'm not sure I'm going to moss it today, because time is a-wasting. It's about to get dark. But for now, there we go. And I'll moss it. I'll moss one. I'll moss this one. Right, let's get some moss, just so we can see what it will look like. I'm in the shed now, and we're just getting a little bit of moss. The moss is dry, by the way. It was a bit of a spontaneous video. What happened is the tractor wouldn't start. So because it wouldn't start, I decided, while I charged the battery, I'll do a video. And then I chose this extravagant video, which takes forever because I'm splitting up a whole forest planting. And yeah, here we are, still mucking around with this. But now that the tractor's going, I want to get back on the tractor because it's just fun. I love being on that, the old Fordson. So for now, we're just chucking a bit of moss on there. Okay, you'll see it going on. And I'll just have this one mossed up in the video, okay? The rest of them are not going to be. When I'm finished the video, the rest are not going to be. I've got to go and collect some moss, but you get the idea. The rest of them are definitely going to be by the time they get sold in the show, for sure. And I guess some people too have questions about whether moss is good or bad, you know. I think moss is a great thing on a tree. One, it makes it look cool, and two, it I think in the summer it actually gives it a little insulation barrier where it can withstand a little bit more heat, potentially a little bit more dryness without running into trouble. Right, let's just water that one. Okay, after I've watered this one, I'm probably gonna just get the other ones done quickly. I'm not gonna video them. They're not gonna have moss, as I said. I'm just running out of time, guys, basically. But it's still beautiful, all the same. Bloody beauty, look at that. Oh yeah. Just dandy, that's just dandy. Look at that. So yeah. You know, it's a bit of effort to pull apart a forest and replant them, but look at that. There you go. So that one there, you know, that could be around $100, that one. And we'll see what we get from them all. But really nice style, old tree. I've, you know, worked on it for 12 to 14 years on and off. So pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna repot the rest and we'll see where we end up. Cheers. Good day. How you going? Well, good day, guys. Well, obviously this one here's got moss, so that's probably the best one to spin around. But they're all looking pretty damn good. I would say the whole lot is pretty damn good. You know, I can get them in like that and spin it. These are all going to have good moss on them when you buy them. And they're going to look pretty damn sweet. And you got to also realize that in real life, it actually looks, you know, probably twice as good as the video. Another one. So they're pretty cool. They're, what do we end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we had 6 in that planting, which technically I suppose is probably not quite right. And then this is this cool little one, which, you know, that'll be cheap, but it's got some hell character. So that one will be cheap, but geez, it's got some character. Up to you what you do with the top. You make some really small one. The reason I'm not going to worry about these myself is just lack of water, and I've got so many trees that I don't need to look after all these. I'm just going to pass them on, let someone else have some fun. It's not like some people that just get rid of all their crap. Some of this stuff is really good. Like, I really love this tree. This tree here has some really good character. This one here has tiny, tiny leaves. Like, it's a different olive with tiny leaves, and it's got really good structure, really good character, and I would love to keep that too. I'm not going to have enough water. I just can't. So, you know, I'm happy to pass them on to someone else, and we can all enjoy the same trees. So there you go. So I think we are pretty well done here. Yes. Okay. Cheers for watching, Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your mates about the channel. Support me the best way you can, which is subscribing, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to get back to my grading job so that I can get some, because apparently in 2 days we're meant to get some water, rain I mean, and if we do, I've got to have that earthworks finished for that swale type thing that I'm doing, so that all the water runs where I want it to run and not out the driveway like it normally runs. It normally goes out the driveway and away it goes. So let's hope. So anyway, cheers for watching, Aussie Bonsai Bloke. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. So just like that, we got 6 trees out of 1. Look at that. Bloody beauty. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's old grandpa. And that one at the back, from top view, doesn't look that great, but I tell you what, if you see it in real life, the character on that beauty. And I'm also going to spray some oil to get rid of any scale, so there'll be no scale. Right. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.